of sharing the link. Give me just a second here. Computer's having a hard time today. We're almost there. Sorry, I always forget to do this at the beginning. Always forget. I'll get better. Okay. Did you hear that woodpecker? That was wild. I am going to turn up my mic, or maybe I'm just going to try to practice talking louder today. I actually have not gone back to watch any of these streams yet myself, which is probably silly that I haven't tried yet, but here we are, working on it now. My computer's real angry at me today. Check and see where she's at. Alrighty. Here we go. Let's do this thing. Howdy, folks. Anybody watching? Hope you're doing well. Looks like I got some emails I need to check out later. We should be good. Whew. How's it going? Today is my nephew's birthday, so Zeke, if you're watching this later, I know you've been watching along and coloring some. Happy birthday, bud. Wish we could hang out. But you know the situation. You're smart. Someday soon, hopefully. Alright. What are we doing? So, almost missed stream today because of, let me use my iPad's camera here to show you what's going on. Almost missed stream because I'm working on this thing that's in this really horrible, awful light right now. Let's see if we can't get you. Right, so I'm making a big mask in the stylings of Wayne White, who was a Chattanooga boy, born and raised, before he became the Wayne White, which is very exciting. But just kind of making something to get my hands busy again. I've really been enjoying it, so I got a little distracted and almost missed stream, which takes us to the part today of what I'm going to actually doodle. What I'm actually going to draw. Let me just pop over here Let me actually close that out. Let me close out Spotify and let me close out Teams. Okay. Hopefully things run a little bit smoother. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully I'm not up too loud now. Looks like my mic's saying I could even give it more juice, but maybe my plosives are too much. Let me pull up. Okay. Been working on this big cardboard mask. So I want to do something similar digitally. A couple weeks back in a stream, I was showing this style that I saw a YouTuber do, where he was doing like paper cut, using the same app that I'm doing to make a cut paper effect. We're gonna do that same thing, just to kind of draw and sketch some more little mask ideas, like what I've got started on that I just showed on stream. So I'm gonna start with the nose, and this is just a sketch, right? No need to get all uppity about it yet. I'm just looking for these big, loose facial features. Maybe this eye can come across. Right. So as I'm sketching this out, I am trying to imagine that this is actually made out of cardboard. Now I did some cheeks like this on that one that you guys just saw. Do I want a big skinny chin or? Yeah, let's go. Let's do something like this. Alright, that's kind of weird. Just to get the sketch in. Alright. Let's sketch another one. Maybe it's not always, I don't show the best example of this on stream, but really, when you're trying to come up with an idea, the best thing that you can do is offer yourself multiple sketches. There's no reason to stop at just one, because that idea is not going to be your best, or maybe it is, but we don't know until we have something else to compare it to. Something. Hat. My left eye is twitching quite horribly today. It's driving me a little bit of bonkers, just a little bit. Really, I should go through and do some more sketches like I just said, but I like this one enough where it's going that I'm going to explode this sketch out, drop the opacity down, go to a new layer, and now I'm going to start pulling out solid colors of shapes. Sounds weird, I know. Watch this. So what I'm showing today really may only work for doing something digitally, unless you're just using cut paper, unless you grabbed a pair of scissors and you're just doing this by hand. That'd be pretty cool. Be hard to move this quick as fast as I'm trying to go. honestly looking forward to getting back to working on this mask. So moving kind of quick. Select tool. Let's make this select tool automatic. Let's actually bring this layer, make it lighter. So what I should do is let's make them really light actually. Okay. Bring this back down to an in between. Whoa, freehand. Hopefully you can see a little bit what's going on. Start making it out a little bit. But I'm just using grays just to separate my planes a little bit so I can see what's going on a little bit better for myself between the various forms, big shapes. Right? Select these. Now what I just did there was I made it so that the eyes and the nose, or the eyebrows and the nose that were there, are actually pushed forward, and they no longer exist at all on this bottom layer. Well, aside from that little blip, but I'm not too worried about that. I can go in if I really want to and just get rid of it. Oh, I should have put this black in the back on a different layer too. My eye doesn't stop twitching. Okay. Now let's see. I have my lightest layer. I have the next lightest. Got a dark gray in there. And I've got the black. We'll worry about the eyeballs later. Or maybe I should put them as an in-between here. I should probably just go ahead and do that. Alright, so they're a shade in between. Let's make it a little bit more apparent that these are different. Actually, it's fine. It's fine. Alright, why did I do that? Because I want to be able to select a layer like this. And I want to be able to create a layer to sit on top of it that looks like cardboard. That soft pastel has some texture to it. I'll lighten it up. Go back over it some. Not exactly like cardboard, but not bad. I'm going to try to go a little bit of a shade kind of similar to that by creating a new layer to put above the eyeballs. So now I'm going to select the eyeballs. Put some color down on them too. Right? Now what do I gotta do? Add a new layer. Select the cheeks and all the information. Put it down on these broad strokes. Let's make it a little bit darker. Put a little bit of a shade between them. I don't know if this will work. I should have said that beforehand too. I'm just guessing. Really, probably could have pulled and made almost every color exactly the same, because how I want to get the separation is with a forced shadow underneath these layers. So let's just try it out. Let's fill this one in with just about the same color. All right. Nothing crazy happening yet. Let's go back up to this layer for the nose and the eyebrows. We're going to select this guy underneath that was originally white. We're going to select that. We're going to go all the way black, and we're going to hit fill layer. We're going to do that for each one of our different hues of gray, shades of gray that we had previously. Now I can see where little bits of the pastel weren't thick enough on the layers before, but that's alright. I'm not too awful worried about it. Go up to my first. Let me hit this. It's called Gaussian Blur. I can adjust it up, and look at that. It's forcing some separation, so it looks like a drop shadow. If I go too heavy, it just gets too fuzzy. But if I go about 5%, let's do that for each black layer. Probably not actually necessary on that last layer, but that's all right. What do we notice? As things are closer to us, the shadow should probably be less. So I'll just go to the top layer and start knocking the opacity back so it's not as harsh of a line. I'll just do that a little bit going back in the layers just to soften it up a little bit, make it not so harsh. Alright, that's looking pretty cool. You could continue to build some depth. So we have that initial depth. We could continue to build that by selecting, say, our eyebrows, right? I'm going to put a new layer on top of them. going to fill in these little spaces with some black. So I'm not taking the exact outline, just taking something rough. I'm going to select that, put it in a new layer, go back to my pen tool, give this some texture, pull some of this color out from before so we have some consistency. Remember, it's coming closer to us, so it should be lighter. See that? Go to the shadow layer underneath, Gaussian blur. Give it about 5%. And then what do? Bring the opacity back down. So now we've created another layer underneath it. I'm going to do it again. Crazy, but you're going to do it again. Put another layer on top of it. Oop. Oh, oops, we got to select the whole layer. So I am doing some tonal shifts. Gaussian blur first. So look, if I go up to 5 now, I'm going to be extending beyond that layer that we had earlier. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to shoot for like 3. And knock the opacity down because it's a lighter layer. We don't need as much shadow. Looky there. Now that's not perfect, but I'm really liking what we've got going. If I select all of our cardboard layers. Yeah, no, I've got multiple layers selected. And maybe I could wait, let me go back. Unselect all these. Right now it's looking a little disjointed. The color's not really there. This top layer doesn't need to be as light as it is. So I can bring it down. That already feels a little bit better. I'm going to do a new layer. I'm going to select all of these. May not work. I'll just do it one piece at a time. Oh, there's a way easier way to do this. What is it? Let's do them this way. To the original source. There we go. Eyes. Select. Forehead and cheeks. Select. Alright, ears and mouth. Select. Fill. Then the very back. Select. Whoop. Select. Then fill. Go back. You see how adding that little bit of a lighter color on top helps to bring the colors closer together and help unify it. It's not a catch-all. It doesn't work for everything. And you can do too much. Like that is just, everything gets all washed out in yellow. But if we take it down and it's just barely visible, it's like putting a nice big wash on top of things to make them consistent. Let's add some layers to the eyes. All right. Now I'm actually going to go in and I'm going to use my selection tool, and I have been using add. I'm going to use remove. Oh no, I did it the wrong way. I don't have to use remove because I didn't do this earlier. So I'm just going to do add, and now I've taken out the middle of that eyeball. And I've just pushed it all the way across the page just to get rid of it. I'm going to do the same thing to this one. I'm just going to keep sliding until it's gone. Then now let's fill layer. Fill the one underneath it with black. Gaussian blur first. Take down the opacity. We actually need to go under this layer to fill in underneath it the part that we would be representative of, like the eyeball. But we'll just leave that out for now. Because I'm not totally convinced that this shouldn't have been taken all the way up. Maybe this eyelid should have been taken all the way up to here. Maybe. It's looking kind of cool. Texture I'm looking for is not quite there. It's kind of close. But I just jumped in with that soft pastel. So could have spent more time looking for a better texture. All right. I know we've only gone for 30 today. I usually try to go for an hour, but I'm just kind of itching to get back to working on that thing. As far as a paper cut technique goes on the Procreate, this works incredibly well. What was the dude's name? His name was Mark. I gotta find it so I can give him credit. His name. He does a lot of product drawing, art reviews. Hang 10 with me, we'll find him. I can do this. Meantime, while I'm scrolling through looking for him, I'll put my handle up. Loftis art on Instagram. You posted a video not long ago. Where you at, bud? This is just riveting content right here, I know. Well, I can't find him right now. I'll have to figure out how to edit the description for these so I can link to him. He's a cool guy. Does a lot of great little doopity boops on YouTubes. I'll find him. I'll put him in the script. In case anyone wants to check him out. He's an interesting guy. Oh, I can search by individual. Look at me on YouTube's. Hope you're doing alright. Hope you're staying safe. Hope you're taking care of yourself. Hope you're doing something fun. Hope you're reading something. Hope you're spending time with family. Like good time. And that's all I got today. I just want to get back to this cardboard sculpture. So, take it easy. I thought for sure I could find this guy before I got done. I cannot. I'm not even following that many people. Anyways, that's it. I need to quit wasting your time. Short day, but is what it is. There's a little cardboard man. Use a cut paper style. Again, it's doing a layer. If you want to add texture, then add some texture, and then you select that whole layer. You put a black layer underneath it. Fill that in. Gaussian blur it. Hit it with a little opacity shifts to make it look right, so it's not so disjointed. That's it. Weird day, I know. We'll be back again tomorrow, hopefully with this mask done, and it'll be a better day for streaming. I'm just too distracted, clearly. I love you guys. Be safe, be careful. Take it easy.